And we'll begin today on our back. And we'll actually use our blanket or our pillow, or if you have a bolster to lie down on, to just give us a little bit of lift and support. So I'm going to place the pillow long ways on my mat, just so it is from about the tailbone to the shoulders. Bending the knees, separate the feet about mat width distance, and then let the knees knock in together, letting your back, your upper body sink into the floor or your pillow or your bolster. And as we start to arrive in our practice tonight, you're welcome to close your eyes. Let your palms face up. Try to begin the process of letting go, of relaxing. Throughout our class tonight, we're really focused on our breath, finding ease, and feeling grounded. So really start to incorporate that right at the beginning. Letting all parts of your body be heavy. Try to begin to soften from your head to your toes. And begin to balance your breathing. So bring your awareness to your inhales and your exhales, nice and slow. Relax the face. Start to release any tension from the day. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together to begin. So exhale out any stale air. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Make a ha sound. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. One last time. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And you can seal your lips and return to normal breathing. And whenever your mind starts to wander, you can focus back on those nice, slow, steady inhales and exhales. If your eyes are closed, slowly start to flutter them open. And if you have a pillow underneath your spine, carefully roll over to one side and move it out of the way so you can come to a flat back. We'll stay on our back. So pressing the shoulder blades into the floor, press the feet flat and walk the heels as close as you can to your glutes so your fingertips can graze the back of the ankles. Knees and ankles are about hip width distance, toes pointed forward, palms pressing into the floor. Gentle gaze on the ceiling. And we'll start with some spinal articulation. So you're welcome to make a little diamond with your hand, bringing the pointer fingers together and the thumbs together to make that diamond shape. And place your thumbs right below your belly button. And we're gonna pretend that there's a marble in between our diamond. So we're gonna arch the back, just really minor, gently, like you're rolling the belly or the marble towards the fingers. And then on the exhale, try to flatten your back, flatten to the mat so the marble goes towards your thumbs. So inhale, little gentle arch of the back. Exhale, round the spine, pressing it completely flat into the floor. Inhale, little arch. Exhale, flatten the back. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale, round the back to the floor. And then bring your spine to a nice neutral position. So somewhere in between, placing the hands flat to the mat, hugging both knees in towards the chest. Reach for opposite elbows or wrists or shins and give everything a little rock from side to side. Massaging out the low spine, maybe draw a couple circles, placing the hands on the knees, moving in a clockwise direction, and then moving counterclockwise, really trying to press that low back into the ground. And then find some stillness coming back to that ball shape. We'll move into separate leg stretching. So this is where we will use our strap. If you don't have a strap, it's no worries, you can use your hands, or if you have a towel or like a scarf or something long and narrow, we're just gonna place our right foot into the center of the strap. So right under the ball of the foot, left leg is bent flat to the floor, or you can extend your left leg forward. And if you have a strap, start to pull down using your arms as resistance. If you don't have a strap, you can reach behind the thigh or maybe behind the calf. Wherever you are, think long, straight spine, flat into the floor. And you're in control of how intense this is. So if you're not feeling that nice back of the leg stretch, just pull a little deeper. Or if it feels a little too intense, just let go of the slack a little bit. Breathe here. Trying to keep both legs as straight as you can, but if you need to bend, that's totally fine. We'll open our leg over to the right. So be mindful to keep both hip bones onto the floor. If you want, you can put your left hand on your left hip. If you have a strap, place both straps into one hand and start to open the hip out to the side. So right foot moves towards the floor. If your left shoulder and left hip start to roll open, that's a sign to bring the leg up a bit to really stay in control, but still get a nice inner thigh stretch. Slowly bring your right leg through center and then cross it over to the left. So it might not go as far, and that's okay. Keeping the legs engaged, the feet flexed, pressing both hips down. Continue to focus on your breathing. Bring the right leg through center and then bend the knee. Step the right foot flat to the mat. Bend the left leg to meet the right. Switching sides, so if you have a strap, step the ball of the foot halfway up the strap or the scarf or the blanket or whatever you might be using, or grab a hold behind the leg and start to pull the leg towards the upper body, flexing the foot. Right leg can stay bent for that extra stability, or you can straighten the heel towards the floor. Keeping a soft gaze up towards the ceiling, softening the space around the eyes. Relax the jaw. Opening the left leg out to the side. So maybe place your right hand on your right hip to make sure you stay flat and grounded, and let that left heel open out to the left. Keeping your breath controlled. Just noticing the sensations of the stretch. With control, let's bring the heel back through center and then cross the left leg over the body to the right. Once again, making sure to keep both hips into the floor. Shoulders are soft. Breath is slow. Nice and carefully bring the foot back through center. If it's strapped, carefully let go of the prop. Hug both knees towards the chest. Give everything a squeeze. Maybe another rock from side to side. Making our way up to tabletop. So you can either rock and roll forwards and backwards to get some momentum, or you can roll over to either side. Coming onto the hands and the knees, separating the fingers wide, hands underneath the shoulders, knees hip width distance apart, feet flat. Look down towards your thumbs. Take an inhale, lower the belly button to the floor, broaden the collarbone. Exhale, chin to chest, round the back. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round it out. One more time. Inhale, arch the back, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, round belly button to spine, press the palms down. And come down to a flat back. Take the hips from side to side. And we'll move into a wide and short downward facing dog. So we'll come into it as we normally do, tuck the toes under, press down into the palms as you start to straighten out your legs. But as you do, widen your stance so your feet are at least hip width or mat width distance. And then you can walk your hands back towards your feet, making this a little bit more passive of a stretch. So you can press your hips back, let the chest fall towards the legs. And then with control, heel toe the feet closer together, about hip width distance. Walk the hands back to the back of your mat. Reach for opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. So let the head, neck, and shoulders fall forward. Shake out the head, yes. Shake out the head, no. Let go of any tension in the shoulders. Maybe sway from side to side. And if you have the elbows, release the hands towards the floor, bend the knees. Let's lift up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last to lift. When you come into mountain pose, take an inhale with the shoulders towards the ears. Exhale them down the back. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, roll them down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. Take a quarter turn on your mat so you're facing the side. Big inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, take a giant step with the leg towards the back of the mat. Arms come out into a T. And then we're gonna point our toes out to the corners of the mat on a 45-degree angle, bending the knees and place the hands on the inner parts of the knees for a sumo squat twist. We'll inhale, lift our chest. And exhale, dip the right shoulder down, pressing the legs open. So twisting the spine as we stretch the inner thighs and the hips. Inhale to come through center. Exhale, twist to the left, dipping the left shoulder forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Coming through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Coming back to center and carefully straighten out the legs. Place the hands on the hips. Point the toes inwards, so slightly pigeon-toed. Take a big inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, lower with a flat back. Releasing the hands down towards the floor for a wide-legged forward fold. And you're welcome to heel-toe your feet as wide as you'd like. Maybe bend the knees. Whatever makes this stretch a little bit more passive for you. Let the head fall heavy. Checking in with your breathing. And bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Take a halfway lift. Place the hands back on the hips and make your way back up to standing. Step the right foot to meet the left at the top of your mat. Take a quarter turn to face the front, and then bend the knees, coming down onto all fours for tabletop. We'll move into a pigeon pose. So if you prefer to take this on the back, make your way to your back. Otherwise, bring the right knee up towards the right wrist, right heel towards the left hip. Walk that left leg back behind you, pressing the knee and the top of the foot into the floor. Square the hips to the front. And if it feels comfortable, you can fold forward. If you have a large space between your hip and the floor, feel free to put a block or a pillow for that extra support. You can come down onto the forearms or reach the arms forward. Let this be nice and easy and release focused. Breathing into it. And if this is ever uncomfortable and you do want to take it on your back, you'll cross your right leg over your left, making a figure 4, and then interlace all 10 fingers behind the left hamstring. Either way, you're getting the same wonderful hip opener. If you're folded forward, let's slowly start to come out, pressing into your hands if you're folded, walking the hands back to the hips, making your way to the other side. So either pressing through a down dog, coming through tabletop, or if you're on your back, switching legs. So your left leg is bent over the right. Walking the right leg back behind you, keeping it straight, square the shoulders and the hips forward. And if you folded on the other side, try to take that same motion. Just noticing the subtle nuances between the right and the left. Focusing on your breath. Notice if you're clenching your jaw, try to soften. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Really try to let go. And if you folded forward on the side, slowly start to come up, walking the hands back towards the hips, and then make your way into a tabletop. Or if you're on your back, you can stay there. If you are on all fours, make your way onto your glutes, and then we'll fall onto our back. So we're going to move into a reclined butterfly position. So if you have a pillow or bolster, you are welcome to either put it underneath your back, or you can place a pillow on either side of your leg to help support the legs. Start to recline, resting your shoulders either on the floor or a prop. Palms can face up and open, knees open wide, soles of the feet pressed together. Option to close the eyes, maybe place a hand on your belly, a hand on your heart. And check in on how you're feeling today. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to your breath. If your eyes are closed, flutter them open. Bring the hands to the outsides of the legs. Bring the knees back together. If you're lying on a bolster or a pillow, carefully roll to one side to move it out of the way. Before we move into Shavasana, we'll take a supine twist. So bend the knees towards the chest. Give them a squeeze. Place the feet onto the floor, hands into the mat. Take about a 2-inch lift off the floor, and then move the hips about 2 inches to the left and let the legs fall over to the right. If you have a blanket or a pillow, you can place it either between the knees or maybe underneath the knees. Arms can extend out into a T, or you can make a goalpost shape, looking up or off to the left. And slowly start to come out, bringing the legs back through center. Place both feet flat into the floor, lifting the hips about 2 inches, and then scoot them over to the right slightly, moving your pillow or your bolster or blanket to the other side, knees bending towards the chest, and then with control, lower them over to the left, maybe resting on your prop. Press the shoulders flat into the floor. Extend the arms out long, palms facing up, or bend the elbows. Keeping your gaze on the ceiling, or maybe rock the head over to the side. Let the legs be heavy. And make your way out of the twist. So bring the legs back through center. Give everything one last squeeze, reaching for opposite elbows. Maybe you're taking a little rock from side to side, getting out any last tension you might be holding. And then set up for your most comfortable Shavasana. So if you have a blanket or pillow or bolster, you can either put it underneath your back, like how we began, under the head, or maybe underneath the knees can feel really nice. Wherever you are, start to open the arms, open the legs. Let the palms face upwards. Close your eyes. Feel nice and stable and grounded and peaceful. Let this last posture be all about relaxing and releasing. And when in doubt, just focus on your breath. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like, or you can begin to reawaken your body, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take deeper, fuller breaths. Roll out the ankles, the wrists, the neck. Reach the arms overhead, making your way over to your right or your left side. And when you're ready, making your way into a comfortable seat in the center of your space. Sitting in whatever position is best for your body. Growing tall through the crown of the head. Taking one final scan to see where you could soften. Next inhale, bring the hands to the heart. Press the palms together, thumbs against the sternum. Let's take a cleansing breath to close our practice. So exhale, biggest inhale of the night. Exhale, let it go. Bow your head forward and end with just a moment of gratitude for yourself, for making time to stretch and honor your body and your mind. We bow forward together. Namaste.